Mulan, the heroine who saved China alongside her trusted dragon Mushu, written and created by Jenne Saunders. Mushu is Mulan's closest companion throughout her quest. He is one of her guardians. He is a scrawny, reddish-orange Chinese dragon with blue horns and a smart-aleck personality. So let us begin with this beautiful story. In ancient China, there lived a young woman named Mulan. Bit of a handful, but also a very helpful daughter who loved her family very much. She was at an age where her parents wanted to introduce her to the matchmaker, so Mulan had to prepare for her meeting by dressing in traditional makeup and clothes. Her meeting did not go according to the plan. In fact, she spilt tea all over the matchmaker trying to stop a lucky cricket from being swallowed by her. But she ended up, oh well, let's just say the matchmaker told Mulan she brought dishonor. A little bit over the top, if you ask me, especially as Mulan was trying to do a good deed, but the matchmaker had a bit of a temper. So Mulan left the matchmaker feeling she let her parents down. When Mulan saw her father's face, she looked down, but he was a father who loved his daughter.
Remember, Mulan, the blossom that stands out from the crowd is the one that brings the most honor.
Her father, bless him, always knew what to say. But our Mulan, she wasn't so sure about all that. You see, Mulan wasn't your typical young lady, trying to pour tea, more like trying to flood the place. And don't get me started on her makeup skills, but give her a bow and arrow. Well, then you'd see some magic. But then came the day that changed everything.
The Huns have invaded China. One man from every family must serve in the imperial army.
Imperial messengers arrived, all drums and drama, and there was Mulan's father, limping forward like a brave old soldier. Oh, the look on Mulan's face. You could see the wheels turning in that clever head of hers. That night, our girl sat before the family shrine, her father's sword reflecting her torn expression. She knew what she had to do, but could she bring herself to do it?
For my father.
Right then, loves. Time for our Mulan to become a proper soldier. And let me tell you, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park. But Mushu, her trusted guardian, was not going to allow Mulan to go alone. He had a motive, of course, to gain honor for himself with the family guardians. But he knew she needed also all the help she could get, as she was about to put herself at risk to save her father. First things first, she had to look the part. So, with a deep breath and a steady hand, she cut her hair. As she rode off into the night, cherry blossoms swirling around her, I couldn't help but think, well, love, you've gone and done it now. But thank goodness Mushu was traveling with her. Let's hope he behaves. Now, you'd think after all that sneaking about, the hard part would be over. Ha! Training was like watching a fish try to climb a tree.
Ouch, ow, oh no.
Swords went flying, arrows went everywhere but the target, and don't even get me started on the mud situation. It was like she was magnetized to the stuff. But our Mulan, bless her, she didn't give up. Day after day, she picked herself up, dusted herself off, or rather, hosed herself down, and tried again.
This represents discipline and strength. You need both to reach the arrow.
And then came the day of the big test. The captain challenged the troops to retrieve an arrow from the top of a tall wooden pole. One by one, the lads tried and failed. And then it was Mulan's turn. She looked at those weights meant for strength and discipline, and you could almost see the light bulb go off. With a bit of clever thinking and a whole lot of determination, our girl wrapped those weights around the pole and started to climb. And wouldn't you know it, she made it to the top. Right then, loves. The army was on the move, and our Mulan was doing her best to blend in. But keeping secrets is never easy, is it? One wrong move, and her secret was nearly out of the bag. Crisis averted, or so she thought. But then, in the blink of an eye, arrows rained down from cliffs above.
Ambush, Huns!
The mountains erupted with arrows and battle cries. It was chaos, pure and simple.
Stay together. We can hold them off.
Our girl was fighting like a true warrior, but fate had other plans. An arrow found its mark, and as her comrades rushed to help...
Blimey, Ping's a girl?
Mulan, you have deceived me. You must leave the army and never return.
Just like that, everything she'd fought for came crashing down. Left alone in the snowy mountains, our Mulan was at her lowest point. She gazed at her reflection in the frozen lake, seeing both the soldier she'd become and the daughter she'd left behind. It was enough to break your heart. But just when all seemed lost, Mulan spotted something that changed everything.
The Huns, they're alive, and they're heading for the Imperial City.
And in that moment, Mulan realized she was more than just a soldier or a daughter. She was China's only hope. Mulan stood under the moonlit sky knowing what she had to do. She had to go and save China. With all her strength and courage, Mulan was off like a shot, racing towards the Imperial City. Her horse's hooves thundered, leaving a trail of cherry blossoms in their wake.
Faster, Khan. We have to warn them.
The city was all done up for a celebration, but Mulan knew the real fireworks were about to begin. Wouldn't you know it? Those stuffy advisors wouldn't listen to a girl. Typical, eh?
Fine, I'll do it myself.
And that's when our clever girl had an idea. If you can't beat 'em with brawn, outsmart 'em. Oh, you should have seen it. She saw that Shan Yu had captured the emperor, so she ran to rescue him.
I smell fear. Are you scared?
Mulan and Shan Yu face off on the palace roof. But then, face to face with Shan Yu, the Hun leader, on top of the imperial palace. It was like David and Goliath, but with more dragons and explosions. Mushu helped Mulan by lighting the fireworks aimed at Shan Yu. Our girl used her fan to snatch Shan Yu's sword, then used it against him. Talk about turning the tables, true hero. With a mighty kick and a well-aimed firework, with the help of Mushu, Mulan sent Shan Yu flying. It was like a great big Hun-shaped firework, lighting up the sky. Saving the emperor. Once the emperor was face to face with Mulan, he thanked her for saving China, and the whole kingdom bowed down to Mulan to show their respect, with the emperor saying, "You have brought great honor to your family." Mulan ran and hugged the emperor, where he just smiled, as no one had ever hugged him like that before.
Now that's what I call a grand finale. Seeing celebratory fireworks over Imperial City to welcome peace once again to China.
Mulan could see her village in the distance nestled in misty mountains. Our Mulan was on her way back home, and she's got quite the story to tell. On her arrival, Imperial soldiers followed Mulan to present to her the honor of a special sword from the Imperial Emperor. Oh, there wasn't a dry eye for miles. Everyone felt so proud of Mulan, especially Shang, a very, very handsome officer who fell in love with Mulan, of course, in case you're wondering, they got married.
The greatest gift and honor is having you for a daughter.
The whole village erupted in cheers. Our girl had saved China. And of course her mother and father and grandma were so proud of their daughter because not only did she save China and was honored by the Imperial Emperor, they were delighted she had found a husband. Parents, eh? No matter what you do, as long as they can marry you off, everyone's happy. Not forgetting our adorable Mushu, who was honored by the ancestors in the family temple. The cherry blossoms, which will always symbolize Mulan's journey. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell all to receive all my new videos. Don't forget to like and share my video. Lots of love and kisses, Jenne Saunders.